If you're asking whether you should buy now or wait, you're already ahead of most buyers. But you're probably asking it in the wrong way. Most people are trying to time the market. What you actually need to figure out is whether buying now puts you in a better position than doing nothing, because doing nothing is still a decision and it has its cost. Let's start with what's actually happening in East Tennessee right now. Inventory is still relatively tight. It's not as aggressive as it was a couple of years ago, but we're also not in a market where you have unlimited options. Well-priced homes are still moving. Not instantly, but they're not sitting unless something is off. And that's important because it tells you demand is still there. Prices have leveled off more than they've dropped. So if you're waiting for a major correction where everything suddenly becomes on sale, there's nothing in this market pointing to that right now. Now, let's talk about what actually matters more than price. Your monthly payment. This is where most buyers get it wrong. They focus on the purchase price, but your payment is driven much more by interest rates. Here's a simple way to think about it. On a $750,000 home, a 1% change in interest rate can swing your monthly payment by hundreds of dollars. Not tens, hundreds. So even if home prices drop slightly, if rates are up or stay elevated, your cost of ownership doesn't really improve. That's why waiting for prices alone doesn't always work in your favor. Let me give you a real world example of how this plays out. Let's say you're looking at a home today and your payment feels manageable, but you decide to wait 6 months hoping for a better deal. If rates drop, yes, your payment can definitely improve. But what also happens? More buyers re-enter the market. The same house now has more competition. Now you're not negotiating anymore. Now you're competing. And instead of asking for concessions or buyer terms, you're adjusting your offer just to win the deal. So you saved on the rate, but you lost on the price and flexibility. That's the trade-off no one explains clearly. Now, let's talk about what I'm seeing from buyers who are actually winning in this market. They're not trying to time the bottom. They're buying when the deal makes sense for them. And more importantly, they're negotiating well, because right now you actually have leverage. You're not competing with 10 to 15 offers on every property. You can ask for repairs. You can ask for closing cost assistance. You can be selective. That was not the case a couple of years ago. And that leverage is real value. So when does buying now make sense? It makes sense if you plan to stay in the home for at least a few years, because that gives you time to ride out any short-term market shifts. It makes sense if your income is stable and your payment fits your life comfortably. Not barely, comfortably. It makes sense if you're already seeing homes that you would actually be happy in. And it makes sense if your current living situation is no longer working, whether that's space, location, or lifestyle. Because waiting doesn't fix that problem, it extends it. Now, when does waiting actually make sense? If your income is uncertain, if you're not confident in your job or your financial stability, if you're still figuring out where you want to live, your budget is so tight that even a small change in rate could completely shift what you can afford. And also if you're making a major life change soon. Waiting in those situations is not hesitation, it's being strategic. But here's the part most people don't fully think through. Waiting has a cost. If nothing changes in the next 6 to 12 months, you've lost time. If prices stay steady, you haven't gained anything. If rates fluctuate, you're still exposed to that uncertainty. And if competition increases, your buying power may actually decrease. So the question isn't just, will the market improve? It's, what happens to me if I wait? And that's how I want you to think about this. Not from a market prediction standpoint, from a personal strategy standpoint. If you buy now, does it improve your situation? If you wait, does it actually put you in a better position or delay the decision? So instead of asking, should I buy now or wait? Ask yourself, if nothing meaningful changes in the market over the next year, am I okay staying exactly where I am? If the answer is yes, then waiting might make more sense for you. If the answer is no, then it's time to start making a plan. If you want help figuring out what this looks like for you, your numbers, your timeline, your goals, reach out. Call me, text me, email me. I'll walk you through it clearly and help you make the right move for your situation. And if you want honest, real guidance like this on buying in East Tennessee, subscribe. I'll keep breaking this down in a way that actually helps you make those big decisions. I'll see you in the next one.